Hey, what's going on, everybody? Commander Crane here, and we are back with our 4th episode of Pioneer Showdown. I'm here with Hunter again. How's it going, Hunter?
Goes good. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great because we're going to play some Paper Magic.
Absolutely.
So, today we are just playing some regular Pioneer decks today. Well, I don't want to say regular. They're definitely not very common decks, but I'm playing Simic Eldrazi today. And Hunter, what are you playing today?
We are going to be playing Mono Red Wizard Burn.
Sweet. All right. Sounds gross. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up for game 1, and we'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are ready for game 1 here. My hand's looking pretty solid. I've got a little bit of everything in the hand that I kind of need. A little bit of removal, a couple 3-drops here, and a Lovestruck Beast. How's your hand looking?
My hand's looking pretty good. I got 2 1-drops and some burn spells and some lands, so it's just about where I want to be at.
Sweet, all right. And I won the die roll. Wait, no, you won the die roll. So, okay, I'm so used to winning the die roll. So, all right, yep, you're up first.
I'm going to play a Mountain and play Kumano Phases Kakazan. It's going to deal 1 damage to each opponent. And I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, all right. I'm going to start with a lair and Lovestruck Beast. We're going to go on an adventure. I'm going to make a 1/1 Homeboy. Go ahead.
Untap, draw. This is going to go to 2.
I'm just going to put this on top, so that way I know.
Play a land. We're going to play a Lava Runner. Since Kumano is on Chapter 2, the next creature I cast is going to enter with a counter.
Pax.
And I'm just going to go ahead and pass.
Pax, indeed. Okay, alright. Well, I'm going to play Botanical Sanctum. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to make another human. Because why not? So it's also on an adventure. And then I'm also going to play a Land War Elves.
Alright.
Go ahead.
I think on your end step, I'm going to cast Wizard's Lightning for 1 mana on your Land War Elves.
You mean Bolt the Bird, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bolt Radical, Bird Neutral. Untap, draw, flip the Kumano to my 2/2. Play land. And I am just going to attack for 4.
I'm going to take it. 15, right?
I suppose on second main, I'm going to skewer and deal you 3 damage.
All right, I'm at 12.
Go ahead.
All right, really need a land here. Okay, we didn't draw the land. So that's not good. Interesting here. Well, Who says me? Well, I think without a land here, it's definitely a risky play, but I think it's just one I unfortunately have to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tail swipe. I'm gonna target my soldier and one of your Etching of Kumano.
I suppose in response, I'm going to stomp the soldier.
Yep, I was afraid of that.
On an adventure.
All right, go ahead.
Untap, draw for turn. Play a land, and I suppose we're going to play Bone Crusher Giant from his adventure. Also going to play a Monastery Swiftspear, and I'm just going to go into the red zone. So
is this 2 or 3 or
this
more?
Is
two or more, so it's getting another one.
So it's
okay.
got the 1.
3, 4, 5, 6. Right, yep, I'm at 6.
Pass the turn.
Okay, watch, now we draw the land because now we, yep, there we go. Yep, definitely needed that the previous turn. Yeah, I don't think there's really much we can do here. I mean, I'll go ahead and play the Sky Spawner just because we got to go wide, but it's not really a winning battle. Go ahead.
Untap everything and draw. I suppose we're just going to move to combat and shove everything in there.
Swinging. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm just gonna block. And I could just go to 2. So I don't know if I want to lose that. Yeah, we'll block there. So I'll go to 2.
Okay.
At this point, playing a little riskier just because we're really behind. So.
Second main, I'm going to cast a Vyushio Pyromancer.
What's up, Alrighty, yep, that's it. Yeah, definitely saw the speed of Mono Red there. Yeah, my hand was really close. I had 2 lands, but I had 2 Sky Spawners. And then I had, what was it, the the Heart's Desire. So if I drew one land, I definitely had some action, and I had a Reality Smasher too after that. So really just needed the lands for sure, but you know, sometimes you just don't draw. I feel like lands is a very reoccurring theme here on Pioneer Showdown for sure. So, all right, cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up for game 2, and we'll see you guys in just a second. Alrighty, so we're ready for game 2. Kind of a similar hand as last time. We got a couple lands. I got a 1-drop, I got an Elf here, Sky Spawner, and a couple of big Eldrazi. So how's your hand looking?
Oh, it's looking pretty good. Got a few 1-drops, got a couple of lands, got a Bone Crusher Giant for later, and then another spell to hopefully wrap things up.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I am starting us off, so I'm going to play Mystic. Go ahead.
I'm going to draw. We are going to play Kumano and deal you 1.
I did.
Go ahead.
I'm going to draw another magic card. I'm going to go ahead and shock, go to 17, and I'm going to play a Eldrazi Sky Spawner.
All right.
Make a dude. Go ahead.
Untap and draw. This is going to go to 2. I'm going to play a land for turn. I'm going to play a Monastery Swiftspear. He's going to enter with a +1 counter on him because of Kumano.
Swifty.
Then I'm going to play another Kumano and trigger Swiftspear, deal you 1.
16.
Swifty is going to attack in for 3.
Yep. All right, I'm going to go to 13.
Go ahead.
Untap, draw. Okay, well, not the best draw, but not the worst draw. Let's, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do it, well, what is the best way to do this? I think technically it's probably that. Thoughts. All right. Well, we're gonna start. I'm gonna move to combat. Give a tech for 2.
I'm gonna go to 18.
Okay. Second main phase. I am just going to play an Elvish Mystic, and I'm gonna pass.
All right. Untap and draw. Trigger both of these. So this one is going to flip. The other one's going to go to 2. Oh, how do I want to do this now? I think I'm going to go to combat and attack for 4.
No blocks.
All right.
Go to 9.
Second main, I'm going to cast Light Up the Stage for Spectacle cost since you took damage this turn.
I am going to go ahead and stubborn denial that. I'm going to counter unless you pay 1. I'm not ferocious, so it is just a force spike.
I suppose I will not pay the 1.
Okay.
And then still on second main, I'm going to cast Lava Runner, and he's going to get a counter because of Kumano.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
Alright. Draw! Didn't draw a land, because why would we? But, that being said, let's see, I'm at 9. I'm just going to go ahead and cast a Thought Knot Seer. I'm going to trigger that. I'm going to look at your hand. Let's see what we got. See what we got cooking here.
I got some stuff.
Gross. I think I'm just going to take the Bone Crusher Giant.
All right.
We're going to take that.
That just goes to the graveyard, right?
It goes to exile.
Oh, it is an exile.
Yeah.
Better than a Thoughtseize.
And I'm going to pass.
I'm going to untap and draw. And trigger Kumano's flip.
Kumano.
How do I want to do this here? I think we just, honestly, I think we're just going to try to apply as much pressure as possible. So I'm going to play a land. I'm going to play Viashino and deal you 2.
I'm at 7.
I'm going to tap this for a red and cast Skewer the Critics, target you with Spectacle. I'm going to trigger my Swiftspear.
I'm going to go to 4.
I'm going to attack you with everything here. So Lava Runner will have his +1, and then Swiftspear will be +1/+1 because of prowess.
Yeah. guess I have to do it like this. Is this getting another?
So I do have 2 instants of sorceries in my graveyard.
All right. Well, I guess I will block there. So I'll take 2 and go to 2, and then Swifty, and then Etchings dies.
You may go.
All right. Definitely need another land here. Man, we still didn't hit the land. Whew. Man, these lands are killing us. Man, yeah. I think. Unfortunately, I think I have to do... Yeah, I have to do this way. I'm going to tap... Well, I guess I could do it this way. Yeah, I think I have to, unfortunately. I'm going to cast a Sky Spawner again.
Yep.
Get another dude, and I'm going to pass.
I'm going to untap and draw. So I attack with everything. You get to eat 2 of my dudes. That doesn't seem like a very good trade on my end. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass.
Alright. Draw! Still yet not another land. So that's unfortunate for me. But I will, however, go ahead and play our Llanowar Elves. And at that point, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I could attack technically with the Sky Spawner, but I don't think I should. So I'm just gonna pass.
Draw for turn. Suppose. Go ahead and play it. Cast a Soulscar Mage.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
Draw. I don't know how I keep drawing these, but we do. Man, because I could do that. I think we're just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to play another Sky Spawner.
Yeah.
So get another Scion. Just getting mono Sky Spawners now. But now I am going to move to combat, and I'm going to attack with... I'll attack with the summoning. The non-summoning stick one, obviously. So
take 2 and go to 16.
16, and go ahead.
On your end step, I think I'm going to try to fire off this Play with Fire and target you.
I do have the stubby D, though, and I am ferocious, so we're covered for a bit.
Untap and draw for turn. I'm going to play a land for turn. Going to pass the turn.
That definitely was not the land I wanted to see, that's for sure. So, all right, we're going to finally draw our 3rd land in the top, like, 150 cards. Okay, so you're at 16. 11, 12. Yeah, it's not quite there, fortunately. Man, we're dead to so much. I mean, technically, if I fade one more draw, I think we win, but that's asking a lot. So, let's see, what do we do here? Because we could play that. I don't know. 6. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and play a Drowner of Hope.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to trigger that. I'm going to get 2 more Eldrazi Scions. I'm going to move to combat, and let's see, 14. I'm just going to attack for... We'll do 2 in the air.
I will take it. Go to 14.
Okay, go ahead. Probably dead, but maybe not. Promising.
I suppose. Yep, unfortunately, we just have another lava runner. And I think I'm just going to have to pass back.
Okay. All right. On to my turn. Untap. And we're going to draw. Not exactly the draw we needed, but it's the one that we got. So, tap 5. I'm going to play a Reality Smasher. So I think that, yeah, because I can use the 4,
yeah, you
tap
can
and
tap
yep.
down.
Yeah,
One turn away from the land.
Well, it was we were dead to any burn spell effect or a land. So there was pretty much the only cards that you couldn't draw was like Soul Scar, Swift Spear, and like Kumano. Yeah,
I was one away from another land on the top there.
Yeah, so like two-thirds of your deck pretty much. So okay. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and get ready for our sideboarding here, so we will see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are back with sideboarding here. Hunter, what are you bringing in? What are you taking out, and why?
I'm going to bring in 3 Roast, 3 Obliterating Bolts, and 2 Goblin Chain Whirlers. The Roasts and the Obliterating Bolts are just a way for my deck to deal with some bigger creatures. The Thought Knots and the Reality Smashers, the Drowners are a lot bigger than my guys. My burn spells don't really touch them really well, so I'm going to go ahead and bring those in. And I saw that you made a lot of Scions, so I'm thinking the Chain Whirler might be a little bit better in this matchup. We're going to cut the Skewers, try to go a little bit off the burn plan, and then we just kind of trimmed up a little bit in some spots to fit the rest of it in, so we cut a couple, light up the stage in a Lava Runner and a Bone Crusher Giant.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, at least for me, I'm just bringing in 2 Scavenging Ooze into Witness Protection. So, Scavenging Ooze obviously is fantastic. You know, we're going to be trading a lot of resources, and it's great because it gets bigger, obviously, and I gain life from it, which is fantastic. Witness Protection mostly just because Tail Swipe is the removal of choice that I chose in this deck. Unfortunately, fight effects are not really good against the deck that has a ton of targeted burn that can kill a lot of my stuff. So I'm cutting the Tail Swipe for the Witness Protections. I think they're just a little bit better. And in place of the Scavenging Oozes, I'm just cutting 1 Drowner of Hope and 1 Eldrazi Sky Spawner. I definitely, in terms of my 3 drops, I like the Sky Spawner the least amount in this matchup, just because the Matter Shaper is great because I can use it to draw cards and trade with a lot of your creatures a lot better. And then, obviously, Lovestruck Beast is just a 5/5. It's just a big, giant fatty. So that's why I'm cutting 1 Drowner and then 1 Sky Spawner. So that was a really quick sideboarding. I feel like half the time it's like this very intricate thing. This is like, nah, these are my bad cards. These are my good cards. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and shuffle it for game 3. We'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are ready for game 3. Hunter is on the play. How's your hand looking?
Looking pretty good. Got some lands, got some early creatures, and got some spells to burn stuff with.
Sweet. Alright, I have more than 2 lands, so I should be able to cast my spells here. I've got a Lovestruck Beast and an Elvish Mystic, so I got some early plays, which are not too bad. So alright, you go ahead and lead us off.
Alright, we're going to play a Den Untaps and get through Lava Runner and pass the turn.
Draw. I'm going to go ahead and play a Lair and a Mystic. Go ahead.
Untap, draw, play a land for turn. I'm going to attack you for 1.
19.
Alright. Well, since that is what happened, we're going to second main Wizard's Lightning the Elf, and then I'm going to play a Soulscar Mage. Pass the turn.
Wizards only fools. Alright, so think here, I'm just going to go ahead and play Yavimaya Coast. I'm going to go ahead and play Heart's Desire. I'm going to make a 1/1 human.
All right.
And it's on an adventure, and I'm going to pass to you.
I'm going to untap and draw. Play a land for turn. Suppose going to cast Kumano Faces Hakazan.
Yeah.
Trigger the Soulscar Mage and deal you 1.
18.
Going to move to combat. Attack you for 3.
No blocks, going to 15.
Alright, second main, I'm going to tap 2, play Viscio Pyromancer and deal you 2.
13.
Go ahead.
Alright, well, we're already at 13, and we are pretty much still only drawing lands, so that's not good. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and play a Mutavault here. I guess, do I want to play the Lovestruck Beast or the Matter Reshaper in my hand? And I'm kind of thinking the Matter Shaper because I'm kind of running out of gas here. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Matter Reshaper.
All right.
And I'm going to pass to you.
Gonna untap and draw for turn and trigger the Kumano here.
It's when it dies. So if you obliterating bolted, then I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, that is
I mean, I'll cry off camera, but I still will. Tears will be shed regardless.
Still gonna cry either way. That is a big boy, comparatively. I think we're just gonna cast a Swift Spear with a counter on it.
Swifty.
Gonna move to combat and attack you for 2.
Well, the odds of him having a spell are pretty high, but at this point, like, I really need something to do, so I'm just gonna force the issue here. So I'm gonna go ahead and block.
We'll trade.
Oh, okay. All right, and then Matter Shaper is gonna trigger. So yeah, I reveal, and then if it's permanent CMC3 less, goes into play. Well, that's a permanent CMC3 less. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that into play.
All right. Well,
I was kind of hoping it'd be the Matter Shaper, so it'd be the Matter redraw, but
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
there.
No, that was good. That was solid.
We're just gonna go ahead and pass.
All right, I'm gonna draw, and that's why they call it the Matter redraw. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap 3, and I'm gonna play another Matter Shaper.
All right.
I could attack with our Lovestruck Beast here, but I think I want it for some defense, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
Gonna untap and draw. Okay. This is gonna flip. And I suppose we're gonna play Githu Lava Runner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Roast on the Lovestruck Beast.
Ooh, it's very fried.
It's gonna trigger Soulscar Mage. Both of my Lava Runners will now have +1 on them, and haste for the one that just entered. And we're just gonna go ahead and put my dudes in the red zone.
All right, so, and this is a 2/3, right?
Yes, the prowess roast.
Oh, this is right. Yeah, the Lovestruck is exiled.
It is not.
Oh, it's not exiled
because Soulscar Mage put -1/-1 counters on it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna block Soulscar Mage, and then I'm gonna go ahead and block the Pyromancer.
All right,
so I'm gonna
damage.
take 6. So I'm gonna go to 7, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, and then those die, and then trigger the Matter Shaper. Get an elf.
All right, I'm gonna pass the turn.
It's definitely not as good as getting a Lovestruck Beast, but it's still okay. So I'm gonna draw. We're gonna draw yet another land, which kind of blows, but we have things that we can be doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this Scavenger Grounds. I think. Let's see. I'm definitely playing the Lovestruck Beast. The question is, do I want to tap my lair to not take a damage? But then I can also activate the lair. So I don't think I'm going to be activating the lair, though, just because it's really awkward when you're playing its burn spells when you're activating it. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the Lovestruck Beast.
Yep.
As funny as this is, I think I'm actually going to attack for 1. I'm going to get in there.
I will go to 19.
Yep, and I'm going to pass you.
Untap and draw for turn. Not really much doing with that draw, but I suppose we're probably still just going to play it. Go ahead and play another Kumano Faces Kazakhstan. Or however you pronounce it. 1.
I'm at 6.
Take 8 one of these. I do think that I'm going to go ahead and go to combat. We're going to attack for 6.
So it feels a little weird that I'm going to trade a Mutavault here, but I think at this point I don't want to be taking too much more damage. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate Mutavault, and then I'm just going to block here. So then I'll take 2, go to 4, and then Mutavault dies, and then your guy dies, and mine's alive.
Mutavault will be in exile.
Mutavault is in exile. Okay. Fair enough.
All right, pass the turn.
All right, on tap. We definitely need a big creature. We need like a Smasher. That would be fantastic, or a Drowner. Definitely the least good of the bunch, but still an okay one. I don't like playing Thought-Knot Seer for no value, but it's something that we just have to do. So I'm going to play a Thought-Knot Seer. I think... see, this is tricky. I probably should get into the Lovestruck Beast. I probably should try to eliminate eliminate what you can do here. So I'm going to go ahead and move to combat. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 5 with the Love Struck Beast.
Going to take 5 and go to 14.
Okay, and then it's your turn.
Gotta draw something good here. Ooh.
Don't chain whirler me.
That'd be really good.
Don't chain whirler me.
Unfortunately, I think I just have to pass.
Interesting. Okay, untap. Draw. Another interesting draw yet again. Okay, so you're at 14. Can't overextend too much.
Of course you can.
I mean, I should. I'm just kidding. Okay. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm at 4, so I pretty much can't take like any more damage. Let's see. I could do 3, 3. This is very interesting. I'm gonna move to combat.
Yep.
Trying to decide if I want to attack with the Thought Knots here. Let's do it. We're being aggressive. We're getting in there.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take 9, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. So you're at 5.
Indeed.
Okay. Second main phase. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Matter Shaper, and I'm gonna pass.
On your end step, I'm going to play with fire and deal you 2 damage.
Yep. That works.
I will scry 1. We are gonna have to put that to the bottom.
That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see.
Gonna draw this real slow line.
Come on.
Oh, this flips.
The old flippity flip. Oh, man.
It's mighty unfortunate the way these things are working out here. We're just gonna have to go ahead and pass again.
All right. One on tap. I'm gonna draw this card. Okay. Play this Yavimaya Coast. What is the line? What is the line? You're at 5?
I'm at 5.
Okay. I'm gonna tap 3. I'm going to take a damage from the coast. I'm going to sacrifice the Scavenger Grounds because it's a desert. I'm going to sacrifice it to give Soldier +3/+3.
In response, I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to spike.
Oh my goodness! You actually had something that did a damage. Okay.
Oh man!
If I would have see, because let's see, you're at 5. Did I have just exactly 5 if I just attacked? I think I did.
I would have been able to block these.
Oh, you had the spike field. Oh, okay, you had the spike field.
If you would have activated Layer, I would have died.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Wow, okay, all right. Well, I activated. I did. I made the safe play of potentially keeping up Stubborn Denial. Because that was what I was bluffing for like the whole game, and then I ended up just dying. I should have just made just turn him sideways play. But you know, hindsight's 20/20.
Sometimes you got to do the.
Well, I thought I was like, there's no way he has anything that deals 1 damage. Like there's nothing. Oh,
the one of Spikefield.
The one of Spikefield. Fair enough. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and shuffle it for game 4. We'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, so we are back for the final game here. My hand's looking a little iffy, but I think it's good enough to keep here. You know, we got a couple 2s, couple 3s here. How's your hand looking?
Well, it's also looking kind of iffy, but I've got a creature and some spells and some lands, so I think we're just going to go ahead and run with it.
Okay, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and lead off with a Shocked Breeding Pool, and then I'm going to cast a Heart's Desire.
Alright.
Make another dude, go ahead.
Gonna draw for turn. Gonna play a Den of the Bugbear and play a Get Through Lava Runner and pass the turn.
Alright, I'm gonna draw. And that's a terrible draw once again. I'm just gonna play a Breeding Pool tapped, and I'm gonna pass.
Gonna untap and draw. Play a land for turn. You know, this is going to be very aggressive, but I'm going to Wizard's Lightning you for 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and Stubborn Denial that.
Alright.
Kind of let's pay 1.
Well, then I guess I'm just going to have to Wizard.
I'm just gonna have to. I was thinking. I'm like, oh, fine. I guess I'm just gonna have to do that. So I'm at 15,
And I will attack for 2 now.
and I'm at 13.
And I will pass the turn.
I'm gonna draw. All right, we did draw a land, which is what we desperately needed. I'm gonna go ahead and play Matter Shaper,
Alright.
and I'm not really gonna be blocking, so I'm just gonna attack for 1.
We're at 19.
Go ahead.
Gonna untap and draw for turn. And, well, I had it this time, so we're gonna Bolt the Reshaper.
Yep.
We're gonna get in for 2.
I'm at 11.
Pass the turn.
Draw. Technically, this is not bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and play another one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna attack for 1. So I got you 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
And, oh man. It's kind of awkward. It's very awkward. I think I'm gonna Wizard's Lightning the Matter Reshaper. Spin the wheel.
Trigger. Aha! We did it! Make it, dude!
Pretty good.
Oh, those Matter Reshapers meant clutch.
Guess we're gonna play a Kumano. Deal you 1.
Alright, I'm at 10.
And
Do it.
I think I'm just gonna
Do it. You know you want to.
I really do, but I know you'll probably snap trade with that Sky Spawner. We'll just go ahead and pass.
Alright, untap. Draw. Not the best, but not the worst. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and... Man, there's a lot of different lines I could do here. I'm gonna move to combat.
Alright.
I'm gonna attack for 2.
I'm gonna go to 16.
Okay. Let's see. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. Well, maybe actually that's the line I should take here. I'm just gonna tap 3. I'm gonna go ahead and play Lovestruck Beast.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna pass.
Alright, untap, draw, trigger the Kumano. Play a land for turn. And I don't know if this is going to get much better than it is right now. We're going to cast a Chain Whirler with a counter on him.
Alright, go to 9.
Sky Spawner is
Oh,
gone
yep,
down
that's
too.
right. Yep.
I'm going to pass the turn after that.
Yeah, the play I almost made definitely would have been a lot better, and actually it would have been even extremely better based on what was just in my hand, which is tad unfortunate. But life goes on, and we still can't draw lands in our 24-land deck. I'm going to go ahead and play a Scavenging Ooze and pass.
It's pretty good. I'm going to untap, draw, and flip the Kumano here. Play a land for turn. I think we're gonna roast the Lovestruck Beast.
Yep.
And we're gonna roast the Scavenging Ooze, actually. I'm gonna be very aggressive here.
Yep, that's probably it for us, unfortunately. I'll go ahead and go through the lines, and I'll eat my Lovestruck Beast and gain a life. Not that it's gonna matter.
We're gonna attack for 8 here.
2.
Go ahead.
And we draw a land, but unfortunately, it's technically not too late for us, but it's pretty much over. Guess I will go ahead, play another Scavenging Ooze, and an Elf.
All
go
right.
ahead. Yeah, we needed that land last turn, because then we at least could have gained more life off of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I had the Scoozes in my opener, but I didn't play them because I was hoping to draw lands.
I think we're gonna play the Lava Runner that I just drew, and we're just gonna turn him sideways.
Instant sorceries? Oh, more than enough.
More than enough.
So, I mean, I guess... Oh, yeah, we are dead, because even if we do that, then yeah. That's it. Right. I had the Thought Knot Seer, and I almost played it the previous turn.
Oh.
But which I honestly might have been... I don't know if I would have won the game, but I would have had enough mana to play the Smasher the next turn. So, yeah, I almost played it, but I ultimately decided not to. So.
Yeah, I really needed the land there for the Chain Whirler in order to do that. I didn't think that it was going to get any better, and I was really hoping to be able to play it as a 4/4 with the Kamano on its second chapter, and drawing the land off the top was amazing.
Right. So, okay, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and get ready for our post-game analysis. Alrighty, so we are here for the post-game analysis. So, kind of like the last episode, we'll talk about a couple things like, obviously we'll talk about the match a little bit, how our decks fare in like the current metagame as a whole, at least for obviously the competitive metagame, and then what cards would the deck need to be able to potentially push itself up over the top, whether or not it's a new card or the hypothetical random card that hasn't been created yet. So, I'm going to go ahead and start this time. So, okay, so the match overall... So, it was you won 3 games and I won 1 game. It technically could have been 2-2, but it should have been 4-0. Because game 2, I kind of stole it because you bricked like 3 turns in a row.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you basically just needed any burn spell. And then you drew the Ramunap Ruins, and then you just needed any land to be able to just activate the Ruins. But instead it was like creature... the Ramunap Ruins, and then creature. So it was like, it shouldn't have happened that way.
And the creatures that I drew weren't very, like, impactful on the board either, like, because I would, like, Viashino Pyromancer was a live draw, Bone Crusher was a live draw as creatures, and, like, the 2 creatures that I did draw just, like, had no bearing on the board state whatsoever at that point in the game.
Right, exactly. So, it was definitely a weird match, though, because it was, like, Games 1 and 2, I only had I had 2 lands only in Game 1 until the turn I died, and then Game 2, I had, I think, only 3 lands, and then Game 3, I had all of the lands, and then Game 4, it was, again, I had nothing, which I have 24 lands in the deck, too, which is, kind of insane that I couldn't actually draw anything, but definitely the 3 drops, which I think are definitely the bread and butter in the deck, the Matter Shapers, the Lovestruck Beasts, and Eldrazi Sky Spawners.
Oh, yeah.
Those were able to buy me time, even though I wasn't actually, although I wasn't able to really play anything. So, but anyways, from your perspective, how'd the match look?
It looked pretty alright. There was some scary moments where I thought you were going to just play big dudes and just crush me absolutely, but Mono Red managed to squeak in there, and that's, taking advantage of decks that if they're, they skip a turn or 2 in any interaction or anything meaningful, Mono Red will be able to jump over and kind of overtake the game. So just kind of here to show that Mono Red is still a viable deck for the most part.
Right, absolutely. So, okay, so second question is, how would our deck fare in the overall metagame? And kind of like what we talked about before we started recording this segment was, I actually think Eldrazi, maybe a potentially slightly different version than the version I played today, maybe a little bit, just goes a little bit bigger with Elder Deep Fiend, that kind of thing, I think is actually really good against mono green. I think because, especially post-board, so pre-board I was just playing Stubborn Denials, but there's also more removal spells or counter spells you can play. I like to play Decisive Denial a lot, which I did not put that in the list today, but I think it's just... It has very specific cards that are really good against mono green. It's got Thought Knot Seer for the big body, and then obviously the Thoughtseize effect. It has the Drowner of Hope to where you can tap down all their silly creatures, and it has Reality Smasher, which is essentially just Thundermaw Hellkite but Eldrazi, which are just really, really efficient overall. So I think it would be okay in the metagame, but I think it would potentially struggle against decks like Humans and Spirits. I think is just a terrible matchup for the deck overall. But I'm not sure. It'd probably be fine against Rakdos midrange.
It might be alright, but I mean, on the mono green note, your 3-drop in Lovestruck Beast is a lot bigger than their 3-drop in Old Growth Troll, even though it's 5/5 to 4/4, it's still a lot bigger in that sense. And honestly, Sky Spawner having sneaky fly in there and being able to hit walkers without them having a Cavalier on the board seems pretty decent too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Sky Spawner is very, very good. I love Sky Spawner. It's actually in my Pioneer Cube, funny enough, just because I really, really like the card.
Card's great.
Draft All-Star for sure. And it also won a Pro Tour, which is pretty cool. So, all right, at least with Mono Red, how do you think it fares in the current metagame?
It's kind of always been a hit or miss as far as, what people are doing. The presence of cards like Shieldred and Fable of the Mirror Breaker kind of make Mono Red more into the Tier 2, Tier 3, in my opinion, right now. But at any point in time, you can always sleeve up Mono Red, take it to a tournament, and probably spike some wins with people not being prepared for it. Especially since you still can get cards like Goblin Chain Whirler and have some pretty good cards in the sideboard, especially with Roast, Obliterating Bolt, and things like that.
I think Mono Red is very interesting. So I've talked about this a lot with a lot of people who don't play a lot of Pioneer, but there's so many different versions of Mono Red in Pioneer. It's because obviously there's the Bushwhacker Reds, there's the traditional super low to the ground Kari Zev kind of thing. Then there's kind of a little bit bigger red, which is not what you're playing. You're playing the more burn heavy version.
Yeah.
Then there's the Obosh version, which is pretty similar to what you're doing, except instead of playing Pyromancer, they're playing Chandra Dress to Kill, that kind of thing. But there's so many different versions of Mono Red. I think the most popular played version right now, is the Bushwhacker version, if I'm not mistaken. But with Mono Red, there's just so many different versions. It really just comes down to your playstyle for the most part.
Yeah, especially if you want to play more creature heavy, you have a lot more creatures that you can fill into slots like Annex, Bone Crushers, then you can play cards like Embercleave and Torbrand. If you want to play a more burn heavy approach but still want to play some bigger dudes, you can play cards like Hazaret, pitch your cards, attack with a big attacker, or you can even just play a bunch of one-drop red creatures and put them in the red zone. That's always a viable thing to do. So there's definitely many different ways that you can build Mono Red for Pioneer for sure.
Hot take right now. Actually, this probably isn't even a hot take. Is Hazaret technically the key to beat Shieldred in the matchup? Because if you think about it, it's kind of the perfect card. Because it's a 5/4, you're able to punch through, it's indestructible, so you can just infinitely trade with a Shieldred. I don't know, maybe that seems actually really good now that I think about that.
That does seem really good. It'd definitely be worth some sideboard slots for going up against Rakdos for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I just happen to think when you said Hazard, I'm like, man, Hazard actually seems really good right now. So, all right, and the final question, what card or cards would each deck need to be a little bit more viable in the format? So, right away, when we think of Eldrazi, there's two specific cards that come to mind. That's Ivugan and Eldrazi Temple, which I can say would be too powerful for the format. So they're too good in Modern. And the example I love to give, too, is, so with Modern, obviously changes a lot as a format. So I remember a year and a half, 2 years ago, they came out with, it was when the MH2 sets were out. And I remember I think it was maybe Star City Games, somewhere did a really big no ban list Modern tournament. And even with all the different cards throughout Modern's history, you can play literally anything, Eldrazi was still the best deck.
Yeah, if anybody who is watching this video does not know the true power of what Eldrazi is, I please beg of you to look up Eldrazi Winter MTG on Google, and they will tell you many stories about how awful Modern was for a solid year there.
And it's funny, that's when I first started playing Modern. It was in the middle of Eldrazi Winter, and it would be way too good. Eldrazi Temple and Ivugan, way too powerful. And then most of the Eldrazi that are pre-Pioneer are just the big old Eldrazi Titans, Nest Invader, really nothing that relevant. So I think hypothetically for the deck to get better, we need more Eldrazi. But obviously in terms of, how the history and the lore currently is of Magic, the Eldrazi were taken care of. So unless they come back, there's not really a way for them to get more Eldrazi for the most part, unless they do unless they make more colorless only cards, 3 and a colorless Thought Seer, that kind of thing, which I don't know if that's something they would really do. So I don't know. But anyways, that's probably what Eldrazi would need, which would be way too good. What would Mono Red need to be a little bit more powerful? Maybe even Tier 1?
To make it Tier 1 would also be two specific cards in mind that are going to be way too good for Pioneer, and that is going to be Goblin Guide and Lightning Bolt. You know, those are the two tried and true cards for mono red, and in all honesty, as much as I would love to play those cards, I think they would be way too good for Pioneer.
This is a really hot take. So Bolt is too good for Pioneer. Goblin Guide is one of those cards, I think I kind of consider it in the same group as Snapcaster Mage, where it technically could fit into the format, but I still think it's too powerful. It's not bannable, but I think it's just too good.
Yeah, it's still something that's just way too good for them to put into the format.
We already have Wayward Guide Beast. What do you mean, though? That's basically just Goblin Guide.
No, that is not good enough. I mean, maybe if they theoretically printed just like a 1-mana 2/1 with haste that had like no downsides, blank text other than haste, or even just a little bit of an upside, that would probably do it. But Goblin Guide and Lightning Bolt would be the picks, but they're way too good for Pioneer right now.
I can't think of any specific cards that would make mono red good but not too good that are like presently in Modern, because if you think about it, most of the good burn spells, other than like Lava Spike, are pretty much in Pioneer. Here we go with me on this one. What about Lava Dart? Would Lava Dart be too good?
I don't think it would be too good. The mono red deck does play a lot of mountains, but the difference between like the Pioneer red deck and the Modern burn red deck is that the Pioneer deck still kind of wants to have its lands after turn 3 or 4, whereas if the Modern burn mono red decks or burn red decks, they, are fine with having 2 to 3 lands the entire game, to the point where they sacrifice their lands to draw cards with Sunbait Canyon and things like that.
So the other thing I thought of too with Lava Dart was 2 things. Actually, one, Arclight Phoenix would be way better because you could just sacrifice your mountain and then, to get your Phoenixes. But I don't think that would push Phoenix to be too good. The other thing is Lava Dart takes care of Llanowar and Elvish Mystic very, very good.
Very well, yes.
So you could almost make the argument that mono green, which I think personally, according to all the latest results with Pioneer, I think mono green is the best deck in the format right now.
It honestly really is. A lot of people are saying it's Rakdos, it's mono green, but mono green keeps consistently putting up results. And the thing that I've found with the matchup is it kind of feels 50-50, maybe even 60-40 with the mono green. It's just that in the late game, when you're both drawing off the top of the library, mono green just has better late game draws. They have every single day.
And I found that too. Like, we got a guy here that plays it a lot. Actually, pretty much that's his main Pioneer deck he plays. And it always feels like your draws are always worse than the mono greens.
Always.
Like, at their worst, like, obviously, like, drawing an elf is terrible, but, like, an Old Girl Troll, a Kiora, like, that's, like, their lower-end draws. But then they're, like, Storm of the Festival, a Cavalier, like, a Teferi, like, it's just, like, it seems like your draws are always worse than theirs.
Even drawing an Oath of Nissa for their deck is just basically a redraw that you get to pick from the top 3, because they always are going to have something to hit with that. So whether it be, like, them grabbing a Nykthos and popping off, or grabbing a Walker that they can play, or just grabbing a Cavalier and slamming it down. Yeah, mono green's late game draws are very, very good, very potent.
Yeah, mono green gross. Which we'll save those mono green. We'll save the Nykthos discussions. Which actually, as of the recording of this video, there's going to be a BNR update soon, so potentially there could be some shakeups, but we'll save that for another day. So, all right, well, Hunter, thank you once again for joining.
Absolutely.
So, I think you're in 3 of the 4 episodes so far that we've done for the channel, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know what to say. You ask if anybody can come and play some Magic and help make some videos, and if I got free time, I will be here. Love playing some Paper Magic when I can come in and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and actually, I'm going to take this plug real quick. The videos that are being posted on the channel, the Magic at Cranes, that is essentially us playing F&M at Commander Crane Studios. So, you'll probably see Hunter there at least occasionally playing in those, which, yeah, it's literally just us playing. It's not in-depth Magic or anything like that. It's pretty much just like us playing Friday Night Magic at Commander Crane Studios. So I figured I would also throw that, which I don't think you've been in one of those quite yet. We've only done 2 weeks so far.
Yeah, I have not.
So, okay, all right, fair enough. So, okay, well, that's the end of the episode here. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this episode. The deck lists are in the description below if you'd like to check them out for yourself. Let us know in the comment section below how many misplays did we make. Is Eldrazi even playable? Can Eli draw lands? Just let me know in the comments section below. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us on this episode. We'll catch you on the next one.